Hello, welcome to the stream. My name is DAO Codes, or Daniel Rivera, as always. Today we're going to be looking at doing some of the beginnings of the custom AI model for the tennis coaching app. So we're going to be looking at what that looks like in Azure. We're going to do a couple things with the data. I'm going to show you guys my data sources, and then we'll just be going from there. So a lot of it's just going to be talking through the strategy and the architecture for tonight, but hopefully that's interesting. So we'll dive into it here shortly. We were last up on finishing up a profiles page, so if I can get to my repository, I will share that in just one sec. Just gonna make sure we're all live and going. Yep, sounds good. Okay. So then in our issues, throw my code up there. In our issues, we were working on the profiles page, the player profile, and we had a bunch of endpoints created, but nothing else at that point. So we're just gonna go start from where we were. Get this going. And then pull this up. So we had a Breakpoint.AI with the player. We had our player endpoint. So we get players with stats, all the rest of it, all good. You can get players by stats, and you can delete players, update players, get by ID, get all. So all the standard stuff that you'd expect from a CRUD endpoint. Pop open VS Code for our web dev. And just to quickly note, there's a couple things that I wanted to talk about with PR comments and things of that nature. So if we go back to Visual Studio, there's ever since Copilot, there's a nice generate. So I probably should throw a PR up. So let's actually do that first. So let's create a branch. There are one. Yep. And then, so if you notice here, there's a nice little button right here. Right? Generate commit messages with Copilot. Might be an error. Go to Copilot settings to define instructions for custom formatting. That one is the big one. So if let's say, so the biggest things we've done is added a web source project with the needed models for the player, added some, kind of generic code here for a bunch of endpoints, having a base repository, set up our models more fully. But let's see what it generates. See if it's good commit structure, see if all of that. And then we'll go through and I'll add a little bit of custom instructions that actually help it be a little more helpful. In my style of commits, I like using conventional commits. So if you guys haven't ever heard of conventional commits, there are ways so that in the Git history, it's really easy to see breaking changes or things that, if you're trying to find a fix or whatever. Let me pull that up. Drop this in the chat. So quick summaries, the big ones is like feat, do the thing, right? Feat, there's a breaking change to the API, chores, breaking change, feat lang, all these things, right? The keywords must. So that's the big one. So I want to do that for my project, but this is just saying enhance API with DTOs, added a breakpoint service, added a service. And that's not really what I want. So let's cancel this. Let's go tools, options. And this is also in Visual Studio 2022. So if you're still on that, then this is going to work just as fine. So GitHub, Copilot, and there's a bunch of different options. So a couple options that I do highly recommend, and I'm going to go through them with you. Enable planning. I like that one because it forces it to show logical steps and it doesn't allow it to jump as much, which is really nice. So we're going to enable that. Scroll down. Oh, if you see, I have everything enabled. That's by default in 2026. But this is the next one. Commit message custom instructions. So there's an idea of custom instruction files that we already talked about that are at the project level or global level. In this case, this is going to be a global level thing. This is in Visual Studio. I'm going to use this commit message. So we're gonna add some writing here. So please use conventional commits. Ensure the first line is concise and says what the PR is for at a functional level. So I don't care that I added 7 files or implemented a service. At a functional level, what did I do? So in this case, I've added player endpoints that allow you to get players with stats from a query, right, from the database. Less than a paragraph. I generally don't like referencing specific files because that's what their job as the PR reviewer. But it's not something I'm going to necessarily tell Copilot. So let's go there. So please use conventional commits. Ensure that the first line is concise and says what the PR is for at a functional level. For larger PRs, please then include a brief description, less than a paragraph, describing what the PR is doing. That's probably good enough for now. So let's see what it now generates afterwards. Generating customized message. Refactor backend and front end for modularity. Refactor the backend and improve modularity maintained by introducing services, processing TOs. Enhance the player model with detailed attributes, relationships, and statistics. Simplify the front end layout, focusing on player profiles. Added a database seeding mechanism for development purposes. Key changes included added player service for player operations. Included updated match for sure. Let's accept this. This is a great starting point. Let's do added service layer with player endpoint built up. And I didn't really refactor, more so that I changed it, more so that I introduced it. So we'll just start right here. Enhance the player model details, simplify the front end layout, added a database. That sounds great. I don't need all these things. Commit, throw that up, throw up a PR, I will review it, and let's just create a browser. Why did Firefox? Interesting. Okay, that is interesting. Shouldn't have opened that one. And I don't have Copilot Pro in this repository. That's fine. Breakpoint services. Yep. So obviously in a real scenario, we would do more things. Let's just add a reference to that. And we'll merge. Let's squash a merge. It was only one commit anyways. Done. Okay, so let's delete that branch. Okay, nice. So go back, pull main. And obviously I'm being overly verbose here because it's a single contributor project right now. But that's kind of the point. do the pull request, and I should have done it earlier as we were refactoring and doing the generic models, but whatever. Sorry, I get thirsty when I'm talking. Okay, so now we have these things. We have the back end. Let's go to the front end. Pop some pages. Get something working. We've seeded it. Oh, and I never did. Did I download a DB Explorer? I thought I did. Let me just verify that I did here. Yeah, interesting. Okay, so let's just pull this up. Throw it over here. Let's download a. What is this file gonna be? Oh, Docker's probably not started, so this is gonna be broken. Yep. Because of course I always forget to do Docker. It's a SQLite or MySQL, so let's do that on this screen. I mean, technically we go here. Oh. Oh yeah. And we go there and do players, get all players. Because we're not authed yet. The response error is 500. Error occurred. Okay. Well, that's always nice. So get all players. Throw that up. Okay, so now the endpoint's not being actually hit. Let's look at the output. For no service has been registered. Okay, that's easy enough. Let's go back to program CS. And that makes sense because we don't have any of the players. So let's do oh, it needs to be in the build. What am I doing? Builder.services. Yeah. Okay, so we have that. Let's make sure we have all the things we need. So player service, auth service, and then we're going to have a player repository. Let's just actually rename this file to dummy auth service. And then you need to be a player repository. Okay, I think that's better. And then just while we're here, let's throw this up. Go to our, is there a Swagger one? I don't know if we have that. Yep. If you want to, Repositories demo. If you guys ever want to contribute, just hop on live and then you can take an issue and we can do it concurrently. That'd be pretty sweet. Just throw this up for that. Let's go markdown link. Twitch make link. Just did it backwards, okay. Sure, why not? Well, then I won't worry about it. Okay, that'd be pretty sweet. If you don't want it, then no worries. Okay. So here, we're going back, not here. Breakpoint, throw in swagger. Players, get all players, try out. There we go. There we go. Alex Champion. Sarah Power, Mike Serve, local player 1, local player 2. Very nice. Okay. So we're getting that. And so now we should get, and I'm just downloading this on the side so we can do that ourselves. Throw that over to the corner. Okay, so now our front page, we're just gonna assume, let's go back, let's just get an ID here. We're just gonna assume we're number 1. So we're Alex Champion for now. That's fine. Okay, get player service, player profile. So stuff in the corner, playing profile, TypeScript. Yep, get player stats with 1, so then we get it, and then we're going to have a bunch of things showing up. So now we should honestly be seeing my player profile popping open. Let's see what's going on. And details, are we going still against our own? We're not actually going against the API. Again, why is this? Okay, I remember where we were last time. That makes more sense. Let's pop you in the bottom. So let's see how to add Angular app to Aspire project. Because we were looking at this one last time. Code. Oh, and I think I have this repo downloaded, don't I? Aspire samples. So let's go do that. Okay, let's throw you to the corner. Let's look at you now. Don't need you, I need you, player serve, because app.component. So it's going against API http.get. So if I just do directly API, because really it shouldn't be any different ever. So let's actually get rid of this for now. And then you aren't needed. because that still going against 5822. API. What is different here? HTTP client, router. Okay, so then we'll just go out the stack here. So, because I know at one point we had it working. So the config, provide HTTP client, provide, that shouldn't matter. Routes, event closing, router, routes. And then up here we had this proxy conf. Services breakpoint. Oh, I know I changed that name. Services weather API, services API service. So change origin. Is that really what I need? Okay, so let's go back, restart you. Let's just pause you on the web app and start you back up. Are we in limbo network land? Hey, Alex Champions. What did I change here? So go back here. /API. So what in the world was I thinking? Did my last PR have that? I mean, it obviously did. Ouch. Hurts my feelings. Okay. So that's fine. Now we're going. We are up, baby. Okay. So we have Alex Champion. I feel like part of it is Tailwind. I don't know super well. Let's take a look at Tailwind just for a bit. And I'm trying to expand my knowledge here, so that's why I'm using these kinds of things. Classes like Flex, Text Center, and rotate that can be composed by any design built into your markup. So Bootstrap. And all done. Yeah, that is nice. Okay. So, do I want to do UI or do I want to do the AI stuff? Because the AI stuff is kind of cool, so I kind of want to do that. And I might just do some UI stuff off. Yeah, let's do that. So we have that. So I'm just gonna. This is gonna be part of a larger PR of doing the what's it called? The homepage. Sorry. Let's make sure I don't have anything else open. Okay. So let's start doing the AI. So what? And let's get a markdown file going. Because really, I'm not going to be doing a lot of code here for a little bit because it's going to be collecting data, and then eventually we'll have an Azure. We're going to use Azure for it. So let's do that. Let's do that first. Let's open up. Let's just open up DAO Breakpoint first. So, new file, custom model planning. Okay. So, the basic premise So the input, video of person's tennis swing. Let's do some caveats here. So let's throw up a, so input want to develop a custom AI model to analyze a person's tennis game and give them pointed feedback to improve on. Okay, so then this is gonna be input. Video of a person's tennis swings can be a single swing or multiple, starting with a limit of 30 seconds of video. Okay. Output, rating of the tennis swing based on NTRP tennis rating. A number, a decimal value. So this is a rating. This is gonna be swing rating. A decimal value. And then it's coaching recommendations. 3 string values. 3 top the 3 most relevant tips to focus on for that type of swing. Okay. So the middle portion, analysis. So needs to take a video, then let's just add a connection really quick just while we're thinking about it. Well, no, we can do this later. Needs to take a video and well, also over time will classify the player as, because that would be so sweet if it could do this thing on in the data side on a player. If we go to models, player, so swing rating, coaching recommendations, and then a player type classification. And maybe these things can't be, these have to be done as like a game score because it's longer. Yeah. Maybe there's 2 models, long form. Oh, that is pretty cool. Okay. So I want 2 custom models. So custom AI model for Breakpoint coaching, swing coaching. And then there's gonna be a game coaching one. So let's just pop those down one more level. Breakpoint.AI AI analysis for tennis. Using AI, generate a player profile and an improvement plan to get better at tennis. Want to develop a custom AI model to analyze a person's tennis swing and give them pointed feedback to improve on for that swing type. Video of a person's tennis swing, single one. Person's single tennis swing. And picking what type of swing it is. So these are the backhand, forehand, a serve, a volley. I mean, because we could get like backhand volley, forehand volley, types of tennis shots. Sorry, my door was shut. Yeah, volley. Yeah, really, I don't want. Sorry, over here. Backhand serve volley. That's probably enough, right? Do I want this to be ground stroke, backhand, forehand volley, forehand ground stroke? I don't know. Feels like those are distinct enough that like that would have value. Backhand volley, forehand volley. A smash is always forehand, but it could also be considered a forehand volley, but not really. Serve. Okay, that's enough. Smash volley. Sure. Okay. Then output a swing rating of the tennis swing based on the NTRP. Coaching recommendations. So let's do, what is this swing analysis model? So we might need to change this because it's not really, you can't rate a single swing. You can rate a player performance, which is going to be the second AI model. So swing rating, yeah, that's, maybe it's a swing grade. Coaching recommendations. So maybe it's like not a swing rating, but just like a grade. Overall, how technically good was the swing? Technique. I don't know, just like analysis. Short paragraph describing what was wrong about the swing. 3 most relevant tips / drills to improve the swing based on the technique analysis. Because this part, right, then becomes, and this is not really a custom AI model, this is like a custom AI, this is like a custom pipeline, custom AI pipeline, because it's not gonna be a single AI model, because we get the technique, so you describe the technique maybe with video and something, and then an open AI, just like LLM, it's trained on tennis specifically, to coaching knowledge, right, like coaching words, right, it's like, what kind of coach are you gonna be, you know, are you a drill heavy coach or whatever, but custom AI functionality is really the word there. Custom AI functionality for swing coaching. Okay. Output, grade. Overall, how technically good was the swing? Technique analysis. Short paragraph summary. What was wrong with the swing? 3 string values, and this is the 3 most relevant tips, drills to improve the swing based on the technique analysis. And then going into player type classification score. That's not really. This is going to be the grade. Okay, want to develop for game analysis. So I'll have to develop and give them to improve on while also analyzing their play. But video of a person's tennis video of a person's tennis swing. I mean, you just do a requirement. Video is from the back for best results. Show examples of good and bad. Same goes for the other one. So video of a person's tennis swing. So this one's feedback. Video of a person's tennis match or game set, but it's like it's a real point. So you're getting a player rating of the tennis play based on the NTRP. A coaching recommendation, still good. I think a coaching rec is still good. The 3 most relevant to improve your game based on the video. Player type classification score. What kind of player are you? And then we'll list out those things. So big server score. And these are all are 0 to 1. Okay, solid baseliner and counterpuncher. Okay, so then this one, so you take a video, and you're expecting it to be tennis. Data, it's a garbage in, garbage out system for sure, right? Like, how much validation can you really do of like, oh, is this tennis? Right, but what does that look like? So now let's go here. This all makes sense. Using my because we're going to use Azure AI Foundry. So let's go portal.azure. Oh, is portal.azure.com still down? That would be really annoying. Okay, let me throw this over. Do this. Make sure it's all loaded. Just switching over, make sure we're all good. As much as I want you guys to steal my data, that would hurt my feelings. Okay. So, as a issue with language models, could you do it through allow in this session? Yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna pull up Azure Foundry. because I don't need to log in for that. Don't want to keep you guys out of the loop. So, recommend a multi-service architecture. Yep, so we're going to use Foundry like we said. Computer vision, cognitive services, Azure functions, video upload to a storage blob. Yeah, well, that's fine. I can do this part. Match video segmentation, player tracking, shot classification, performance metrics, player type, custom training with custom data sets for tennis-specific pose analysis. So video processing pipeline. This is going after. So this is doing the code actually for the backend Azure functions that we're eventually gonna write. But let's. So custom model steps, data preparation, create data sets with labeled tennis swings. Yep, that's gonna be a big one. So for game analysis model. Yeah, so we're gonna use a lot of the same data sets. It's just what the output is gonna be. Cause like a tennis game, right? The biggest hard part is going to be finding the data of what does a good tennis swing look like. Phi reasoning, player classification, custom model trained on game footage. So pose detection. Data flow, training data, Azure flow. Yep. So I mean, the initial part's gonna be pretty simple. I just need to deploy some video because we'll deploy a video analysis, and then ideally what we want to do is give it custom data, saying this is a good tennis swing or this is this type of tennis swing, and the outputs. I'm trying to think through what that looks like. And I just wanted to go through this with you guys now because I'll do a lot of the data labeling and stuff like that myself. Because there is data sets that I was looking at previously, which goes against what it's actually going. So I'm just messaging someone. So that is the idea. So what is the best way? What is the best use of my time? The Azure functions would be pretty fun to do right now, because we do need to go off that. Extract frame, send to computer vision, process with custom AI model. I'm trying to think through. So you have a big video. Technique analysis. Trigger AI analysis. Return structure results. So let's dive into the swing analysis model, because that is the simpler of the two. What does my data set need to look like? And what does that lead to for my custom model? Because if I'm being stupid, like I'm just thinking it's more simple. Like I don't need pose detection. I just need to allow the AI to say this is good swing, right? Just more simply put, if I have enough data saying this is a good swing versus a bad swing, I don't tell it. I'm not looking for poses, right? Let's throw this away. Maybe I'm being dumb. Maybe I'm being too simplistic. I always am with AI because it feels like good shoulder turn. to move forward to contact ball. Focus on stepping into the shot. Practice shadow swings for timing. Key points. Stance was open. Full body visual, clear it. Based on, so GPT, excellent image understanding, cost effective, use case main analysis engine for technique evaluation, supporting models. Why precise image understanding is interesting. Why is it not a video understanding? So let me go back to the top, make sure that I'm reading this correct. So this is that, this is this. Okay, great choice. Let's look on the swing now. I'll help you understand the data set requirements using Get Agent Coding, Azure AI Foundry. Perfect. Let's break down the swing analysis dataset requirements and custom model architecture for you. Video data structure. Your dataset needs to be organized like this. So raw videos with four hands of good technique, poor technique. That makes sense. Not helpful, bro. Required data points for video. For each swing video, you need 3 to 8 seconds of a single swing. Minimum, sure, whatever. Annotations required. So for each video, I get technical errors, technical analysis, preparation, contact, follow-through. That makes sense, right? Because now we're breaking it down into which one is which. This does not seem necessary, right? Because, like, yes, semi-Western is important, being open, but that's part of the technique analysis, right? It's like, whatever. A minimum validatable set, yeah, it's gonna be tiny. My data set's gonna be tiny. Excellent. So, oh, you are just going to town right now, buddy. So, training approach, foundational model with GitHub, then custom fine-tuning, data preparation. Let me create a detailed implementation for your swing analysis model. You are trying too hard. Data set, excellent, grade 9 to 10. Key data set requirements. Yeah, I mean, I don't see computer vision. So yeah, undo all that. Let's talk. So if I just pop open, let me just open an Azure AI Foundry instance because I should have one available. Because resources, let's go to my Azure Foundry, Azure OpenAI, Azure Foundry. Can we just create a Foundry resource? Going to create that. I'm creating an Azure AI Foundry resource right now. So that will take a second, but really what I want to do, because Azure, does video indexer still exist? Extract insights, follow through. Because if we're looking through, because let's see, what does Azure Video Indexer do? Azure AI capabilities. So let's just look across what we're trying to do. Because I thought I had an idea, but it feels like they're trying to go after images, sort of like extract single frames of the ball contact, but that's gonna be slow, right? Like that's impossible. So let's go to features, data ingestion. So deep search, accessibility to enhance user insights, extract, for example, search based on insights from the. Yeah, but it's not gonna be. I want to do it the right way, so I don't want to just be like, oh, what's the simple way to do this? But from a data perspective, I don't have it. Azure AI Video. Because I thought it was just going to be in Foundry, where I just deploy a video analysis model. But what is this? Azure AI, oh, AI search. I don't want AI search. Azure AI services. Yeah, this is what I wanted. So, video indexer and vision, analyze content in images and videos. Because this is what I was thinking about. Because take that, get insights on what it is, but maybe I'm getting this too simply, but no, not image analysis. Azure AI Vision. Let's see, face, image. Video indexer, upload and index media. I mean, to a certain extent, if I... Actually, what are you looking for? So I can go back on what I'm doing. So the project's idea is creating a tennis AI coach. And I thought, so the idea is to create two custom AI models. The first one just starting with a swing coaching. So take a video of a tennis swing and then analyze like technical capabilities of it. So basically get a grade, technique analysis, and recommendations for that specific swing. So break it down into prep, contact point, and after swing. And my idea was in Azure AI Foundry, deploy a vision analysis model, and then do some custom, add some like data training sets of this is a like an A+ swing. The technique analysis is it's like I would do very little data, but I would give it some, but it would be a deployed model already, so it'd be custom training on top of a deployed model, and then do it, but based on Copilot, and maybe Copilot's just being dumb. Copilot's like, oh, you want an image analysis model, so I'd have to extract frames, like the key frames, but it feels like, I mean, the more I talk about it, the more it makes sense, right? Just I would have a video analysis model, annotate the key frames and say this is prep, contact, after, and then I would send those up to analyze. I don't know. I could see that being the flow. Is first extract the key frames. So that would be like Yeah, exactly. And that's why I thought I could just have it be from one model, but it, I guess from a certain standpoint, it's the same thing whether I do it manually of, hey, extract the keyframes for me, and then I just send it up to image analysis anyways. Yeah, exactly. So the pipeline is like get video from blob storage, analyze video for keyframes. So that's going to be preparation. So that's going to be maybe 10 to 15 frames, 100 frames. I don't know. How many frames? If it's a 60 FPS video, you'd want like 3 seconds worth. That's a lot of frames to analyze for keyframes. I mean, but you're not really changing that much between frames. So preparation, contact, hi. Yeah, that actually does make sense. So get video from VOD storage, analyze. So then let's pop this down to the next level. Analyze key video for keyframes. Send key frames to custom coaching model. And this is probably going to need take one from every 3 to 5 seconds. Take one from every 3 to 5 frames for 3 seconds, getting 30 to 60 frames total today, depending on total. Okay, yeah, so spread it out. So each keyframe is really, I could just not even have it. Well, AI still has to analyze when the prep is. yeah, exactly. Analyze video for keyframes. Yeah, so this is have it pull out the times which occurs, then just pull frames from beginning and time, it says. That makes sense though. Just give me a time range for when this key step is occurring. Pull the middle, beginning, and end exactly of that. Analyze video using custom like swing analyzer model. Then send keyframes to custom coaching model. The coaching model gives probably, does it give it everything? Does it give a grade, technique analysis, and coaching recommendations? Could just have it give technique analysis. The resulting, are you flagging positive and negative reinforcement? So in the that would be the training set given. So the grade is more of a slider scale, so it's more of a, it's not a positive negative. I guess it's if it's over 5, less than 5. But I guess like technically in the data I could have positive and negative, as in, so instead of just on the technique analysis I could have positive technique, negative technique. So then it's, yeah, I was thinking that technique analysis is just what's wrong with the swing, and then, but I guess that makes sense. Negative technique, or negative points about technique. Positive notes about technique. Because then it helps determine the grade. This is just a what is it? Just was looking at that actually. It's a 1 to 7 range. Yeah, and I guess I was just assuming always negative in the technique. Like basically like here's the points that you didn't hit on in your technique, but that makes sense if it's like, oh, you have good footwork, but then those have to be separate, obviously. So get analysis, the resulting technique analysis. And well, as an image, the result can only really be one thing. So /grade then is sent to a custom LLM model that just takes in info and provides coaching feedback. Okay, that's actually not bad because this could be easily an Azure function. It's a blob storage, like it was saying, and then analyze video for the keyframes. So that one's going to be, this is probably going to be the annoying one to annotate because then you have to go through and individually mark frames, which is always annoying. I've done it before for Azure upload. The video and exercise is not my favorite sometimes. I'll sign it over here. But I do have a Foundry resource I was going to do. Sorry, I gotta do my off. You might be able to set rough keyframes based on a source or ideal swing. You might be able to set rough keyframes based on a source or ideal swing, but this is way outside my wheelhouse. Yeah, I was looking into it because I had the idea a couple weeks ago, and I was like, what does this look like? Because there are tennis coaching and they've kind of given a specific way to do these. And I've looked into how, not this one specifically was built, but very similar, right? So what it's going after is kind of always the same thing, but they're doing like, I'm trying to remember, like, it's not physical science, but it's like the body science or whatever. Like they're trying to get how much physical, like the physics of your swing is, which is kind of wild. And they're doing that one. I'm trying to remember. I think I read literally this article, but no, not that article. No, that's all marketing stuff. But yeah, I was looking into it. It was like they were trying to go. You basically use physical science about how people swing. So it's like, oh, your foot is literally not producing enough physical momentum for you to swing harder. And they had like a whole thing. There's the Olympic. This is one of the data sets I will be pulling from. Tennis swing data set. This one. Because I've read a couple papers as well, but it's actually really cool, the science. It's using, it's not sports psychology, but it's sports movement science or something like that. But yeah, their one was much crazier. Yeah, and theirs was trying to figure out how do you annotate the video. So kinematic motion and use what's the target versus what they were doing. Yeah, exactly. Well, the kinesthetics, that's exactly the word. But my idea was like, well, if you're getting down to the level of you're analyzing the kinesthetics, and because there are kinesthetic AI models that exist of what is the movement of the body should be in this motion. They've referenced this one a lot, but like the tennis serve, I already have this file actually. but it was kind of wild, and I was like, that seems like too much work like to do. And I mean, at the end of the day, it's just giving an LLM being like, oh, the video said your footwork is off from what, and like how much that actually means, right? It's more of a, I'm deploying a pipeline, getting data analysis in a async processing thing, and so I'll have an Azure function over here, but then I'll have an Aspire web app that then starts up, and then you get a player profile, and kind of the whole idea is getting that from the data is not necessarily the important part, I guess I should say. So, because like, right, I've connected up an Angular app to the backend API and started to write out like a, I'll seed the database for a while, but I thought it'd be cool to start looking at the AI stuff tonight. But a lot of the stuff is going to be data labeling, which is way less fun. Like, I might stream it one day when I start getting into the flow of it and I just have it so I can just do it, but it's going to be like, oh, this swing is good, this swing is not good. Which is pretty funny. Yeah, because they're doing like, what is the literal acceleration and velocity of your swing versus what it should be, and the way it's moving. It's like, this is insane. This feels like it's way too much, but whatever. Obviously, they got paid a bunch of money to do that. What was this one saying? Oh, just use Hawkeye. Yeah, this one. Yeah, see, they model the... No, exactly, like, yeah, exactly. But, yeah, okay. Well then, I think that's pretty much, once I get the deployed resource, I think that's going to be the architecture. This one seems... This part right here will be fun. I'll probably do that. I need to get a deployed resource that I need, so I'll do that off screen because obviously deployments have a little bit of hidden things. Not hidden things, but just we can walk through, but just I don't want to get anything revealed of my info. Because I have this. Let's see. Do I have an Azure tab? Did it ever create my Foundry? There we go. It takes so long. Go to Foundry portal. If you guys haven't used Foundry, I don't recommend that. I'm sure I recommend it. It's pretty cool. You're allowed to deploy models pretty quickly. It is decently expensive for what it's doing, but use your Azure credits. Just spend those. I think it's a student and a couple different professionals. You get some free. So that's basically what we're going to be doing. I'm going to be doing it in here. So, like, where is fine-tuning my model? So I'll have a pre-trained language model put on top of it. So this will be the coaching one. So I take a basic, like ChatGPT or O4 Mini, and basically like give it a bunch of data about, okay, when you are presented with the swing was that, oh, you should do this. And I won't give that much data. And the other thing, this model, I was looking at the other day. It's a Sora model that I'll probably base off of. The other one, not Sora. Sorry, that's the video generation. Video analyzer. Where is that? Video. Well, I'll need an image analysis because that is going to be how the keyframes are analyzed, so that's important. But video analysis is going to be the important one here. So Azure AI Content Understanding empowers you to transform unstructured mobile-minded data into structured, actionable insights by streamlining content processing with advanced AI techniques like schema extraction and grounding. It develops accurate, structured data for downstream applications. Offering pre-built so use cases post-call, generate insights from call recordings, track KPIs, and answer customer questions. Text process, media asset management, chart understanding. So this is going to be the breakdown the keyframes because you can't have as much customization on top of these ones. So trained data is available, not updated. Azure, I'm just going to look at this. Going to use US2. Yeah, that's going to be more than enough. That's fine. So let's use service, connected, and existing Azure. I should already have one created. Why do I not? I thought I created one over here. Okay, hold on. Let me check my Azure subscription. I should have a OpenAI resource already created, but if not, that's fine. I'll create one. Visual Studio Enterprise subscription. Resources. Breakpoint Foundry project, custom AI model, That's very sad. Okay. Sorry, now I'm just looking at what that is. Okay. So we'll create a new project and let's call it Breakpoint.AI. Swing analyzer. Advanced options, let's see. Resource group. Throw it in there. US, Breakpoint Foundry, OpenAI. Oh, it's because it's an Azure OpenAI resource. Interesting. Versus a Breakpoint Foundry resource. Yep. So content understanding model and then an image analysis model. And then basically train them, call it a day. And the way I'll train them is what it was showing me here. Well, not training, sorry. This is the analyzing pipeline to take it from the back end, send it up, analyze it. And this can be an async process with Azure, so with a function. So the other thing is scalability there. If a bunch of users are uploading their videos at the same time, we don't want a bunch of functions to kick off. So do we queue them up? Do we just have so we either throw it on Azure Service Bus to make sure they don't get lost, because Azure function triggers. Because ideally here, what we're going to do is put it off of a blob storage account. So let's see. Blob storage. And what does that look like? Scaling with Azure function blob storage trigger. So there's several ways. Don't need you, don't need you. You're still loading, pricing, Visual Studio, video indexer, don't really need you. Okay. We'll be using the isolated worker model. That's the way Azure Functions operates now. Then it uses in the process trigger, but the creation in the test, it reads. So the problem is if a bunch of blobs are being uploaded, what happens? Where is the concurrency or the scaling pattern here? Polling blobs are scanned in groups of 10,000 at a time with a continuation token. If your function app is in the consumption plane, okay, yeah, there could be a 10-minute delay. That's fine. Storage logs are created on a best effort basis. I love when Azure's best efforts. If you require faster or more reliable, no, we do not. Blob receipts, poison blobs, memory usage. When you bind to an output type that doesn't support streaming, such as string, the runtime must load the entire blob into memory more than one time during processing. This requires a higher streaming supporting types. Type support. I want to say blob storage triggered C# Azure function in isolated worker. What is the scaling of that if lots of users upload a video? I mean, that's not a problem, but because we're trying to focus on the enterprise level code, then this is a big concern, right? What is triggering our async data processing? If it's not handled by Azure Function itself, which it should be, then we'll have to throw an ASBQ in front of it. So basically, you upload it to blob storage then send it to an ASBQ then will handle that sort of thing. We'll always allow. Then the ASBQ will actually pop off in a nice scalable way, so that it only ever gets, maybe 5 Azure functions processing at a time, so then the AI model's not bending over backwards for us. Perfect. Now complete with that. That's not the plan. So up to 1,000 concurrent executions per function app. So the function app is the one that's actually holding that. So the storage. So yeah, well, we should be fine. I'll just, set up a Azure function with low things. Based on here's the optimal configuration. Type blob trigger, use event grid source. No, do not create event. Extract swing type and player info from file name, metadata. Why would you save it back to the blob storage? And we're saving the whole video off to temp. Nice. For processing, analyze swing. Yeah, no, I don't think so. But that's fair. The blob trigger Azure function will be able to handle the scaling. So when we create the Azure function, we'll just set it to not scale, basically. But that is the blob trigger source event grid. So you set up event grid when you deploy an Azure resource. So if we go back to, is this open anything? No. Go back here. Azure as available to you only. You are only charged for, you only pay for usage if you do not. AI standard deployments are available as public endpoints with no hosting fees. You're only charged for usage. You only pay for usage if you do not customize or fine tune them. Okay. Select a resource. Okay, so it needs to be the same as my, yeah, that's fine. Let me pull that over and do that. I don't know why it said it, I could name it anything, and then it's like, oh, I require you to be a resource group. So sorry, rolling insert. You are a bot. Let me just remove this message. Throw this guy out. How do I do it? See, bro, why'd you have to come and do that? Now I have to go out of my way to stop you. How do I, dude, how do I do this? Oh, okay. Yeah, there we go. Bot. This happened twice, actually. Bot for cheap viewers. And your account was created yesterday. How have you not been banned yet, buddy? If I'm being honest, I don't know how to get rid of the chat message. Huaxida. Yeah, bro, I don't know. Ban. Oh, get banned, bro. So silly. Get off my screen. You terrible AI. Undo. This is not bad though. I'll save this off because I will want to do a retry. Should make a Twitch bot after service. If I speak, I will be killed. Okay. So that will be next time. Wait, what the? Much better. Stop spamming caps. You just got. I didn't even. Oh, dude, that's fine. How do I make that okay? Because I've just configured Nightbot to automatically detect stuff. Yeah. You just got. Well, I give you. That's so funny. I use the bots to sell the bots. That's funny. Okay, well, that's gonna be it for the AI stuff. I'm gonna start doing the Azure function actually. I'll assign myself that issue because that's what we're up about here. Just assign my own issues. Swing analysis results. Create for swing rating and coaching feedback. Yes, sir. And let's edit this a little bit. So need to create the ML pipeline using Azure function. Create. Well, I guess that's probably separate because it's gonna be AI work, but it's gonna be swing analyzer results. Okay. Whatever. So let's go back to Visual Studio. I don't know how to actually code. I just know how to add projects. Add a new project. Azure function. Azure functions. And this is going to be called DAO.ai .breakpoint analyzer. Swing analyzer. Well, it's not gonna be just a swing analyzer. It's gonna be game analyzer. AI analyzer. AI. What's breakpoint analyzer function? HTTP trigger? No, I'm gonna do a blob. Blob trigger using event grid. Nice. Connection string setting name. I just want that path. This is the path within your storage account that will trigger when you monitor. Oh, okay. So let's go swing analysis. Let's see what the samples work item swing analysis. Because then we'll have a game analysis or match analysis or whatever you call it. Okay, there we go. Do I really? Okay, I was gonna say, do I really need to download myself? Let's just call this. And that's gonna be annoying. So we'll have to create a shared services. Add new item. Service collection extensions. Public static class. Public for service collection extensions. Let's throw up this program CS. Let's do the player repository, the dummy authenticator. So public static add breakpoint services. Nice. That's exactly what I want using dependency injection. Player service and player repository. Just need this one. Okay, and then program CS, you'll no longer, because the auth service, it's going to be out of process off, so it's just going to be managed identity. That's fine. So then it's going to be builder services, breakpoint, and same with your program CS. Builder.services adds a logging service to the specified I collection. I mean, why didn't you do that already? I don't think I need that, right? Yeah, I don't think I need that. Add breakpoint. And I need to add a function reference to it. You generate project. Hi, Claudio. You just need to add project reference to sources and probably data because it's going to use the database. Has to. It's using. Okay. So now we have that. This is going to be just services. Okay, function 1, I want to rename you to be swing analyzer. Get rid of that. Let's go to a primary constructor. Okay, iLogger. Let's just, I don't need that. And let's rename you to be a logger. Capital L. Okay, see, why did it do this again? Tools, options. Why is word wrap turned back off? Word wrap not applied, apply. Yes. Blob, stream reader, content read. Okay, so I mean that's going to be the video. This is, so streaming is kind of nice there because then I don't have to actually pull it all in. I mean, obviously I did that with content, but let's write some comments out. To do implement logic, no. So this is send to custom. Well, I can just probably do like keyframes equals analyze key swing frames. This is probably going to be a async function. And let's see. What is this? Gonna be an I swing analyzer service. Analyzer. Well, it's not really a swing analyzer, it's a swing. Well, that works. Analyze keyframes, pushing in the content, and then probably need some metadata. So with the string name, do I want to pass in, how do I want to pass in the other metadata to this blob? Because the person is going to specify, well, their user ID, because that has a lot of information about the kind of person they already are. So that's going to be helpful with, hey, this is your current coaching trajectory. I'm going to create a view that does that. So that's one thing that I'll definitely need. Is going to be a user service or a player service. Because you need to look up the player, swing analysis name, process blob name. So I can have some sort of convention for the name. Or I can put metadata on the stream. How do I get metadata off this one? Let's throw that up. Metadata off blob event Azure function. Because I think metadata would be really nice. Throw in a metadata object, call it a day. Try the following. So run JObject with cloud. That really? From an Azure function trigger? That makes no sense. Yeah, but this blob trigger. So I'm using streaming, which is different. source connection. So there's a blob path, a connection, a source, logs, and log scan. What are the log triggers? So I mean event grid, right? Yeah. So I mean the stream is actually what's yeah, I don't know. More of metadata changes do not trigger new. Oh. So we can't have it. New integration between, because it's event grid. But the other one is. Yeah, but I'm not actually polling the blob. I'm getting a stream, which is the. So I could providing details about the event itself. So I can get the blob. That seems way worse than just setting a ID and then throwing in a database and then having a. Yeah, I could probably just do that. Have a database maintain my state there. So the name now becomes a analysis event ID. Analysis event ID. That's a string. That's fine. Well, what is that going to be? It's going to be like in my data project, new model. Analysis. Event, yes. Okay, because then really what this is related to int player ID, because what else do I want? And it's going to result in a swing analysis. So the swing analysis is not going to be connected to a analyzer event, analysis event. So this is probably going to be an abstract class because now it's going to be a swing analysis and then a match analysis. But we'll start with just a simple analysis event, and it's going to be a base model. It's going to be an updatable base model. Player ID, anything else I want? Match, swing analysis. So, because as long as you can get the player, that's really all you need for now. Oh, swing type, swing type, swing type. I knew it was something else that I needed because analysis event. Swing type, throw in a reference, and swing type can be, I enumerated them earlier. So, yep, boom. I was gonna say you should do that for me. Serve, backhand volley, forehand volley. Okay. Oh, I probably need generate that. Dummy. Swing, and let's just do the interface because I actually have no idea what that's going to look like right now. My swing analyzer service. Public. So, player services on red, that's fine, because what I want to do, it's not really a player service anymore, because now it's going to be an interface for a analysis event service. And it's really just going to be a get. So do I need that, or can I just throw it in the repository? And it's probably the other thing I need. Public analysis status. Throw concurrent on that, because this is going to be determining and helping keep if it's in progress or not. So this is queued, well, so requested, in progress, completed, failed. Okay, and then this one needs to be concurrency check. Make sure it's the right one. It specifies it is participates in optimistic. Yes. Well, I want to say yeah, that is right. Okay, and then let's go to the Breakpoint.DB. So now we're going to pop those all into our database. We'll have to do some sort of migration. We haven't set up a migration, so we're good there. But we'll need to throw some new DB sets. I don't have a tournament thing. Thanks for trying though. DB set of, what did I add? Is that it? Is it just the one? I'll need to go and add the breakpoint service, obviously, to all the things, but that's fine. So let's go back to the function now, because this is no longer iPlaceR. This is an swing analyzer service. Oh, no, what did I just add? Analysis event service. Analysis. Did I not name it? Internals. Thank you. Okay, analysis event service. So let's first get the so let's do a task of a analysis event, get analysis event async, pass in and let's make it, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so then let's first do, the name of it is analysis event ID, but it's really going to be some sort of, we can code other metadata with it. Because it has to be a GUID, right? It can't actually just be a straight ID. So it has to be it has to be a GUID. So that is unfortunate for you. String analysis event ID. And maybe it's like unique GUID, unique identifier. But the IDs, all the other IDs are ints. This is going to be huge. So that kind of makes sense for it to be a GUID. Okay, so then var. Let's just create a new what is this? Function workers isolated. Host JSON. Oh, I probably want to throw UN now. exponential backoff, max recount try, minimum interval, maximum interval. Very nice. I like that a lot. Thank you, AI. Helpful for once. Okay. And var. Let's make you a analysis event. And let's make it services data, because it should only ever be from this that the analysis event isn't found, unless you're trying to do, I mean, whatever. Exceptions. So some nice things about naming exceptions is being able to hard code or share what the exception message is going to be, and you can provide a lot of things from that. So let's do analysis of, sorry, I'm terrible at spelling, analysis event exception, missing analysis event, public class, you derive from invalid data exception with a data stream, invalid operation maybe, invalid operation exception. Yep, analysis event not found. Yeah, like you. Analysis event with ID not found. Please. Wow. So, analysis event with ID not found, because ensure the processing was requested successfully. Well, ensure the processing, ensure the database, ensure whatever. Papa to do. Exception to async to be thrown in async data processing. Throw new missing analysis event exception and just pass in that. And it should, yeah, yep. And you down there, throw new. Okay, so then the analysis. So then the player type, so the swing analyzer service definitely requires a function that is going to be, what is the key list of frames though? Because it depends on what's going up. It's going to be some sort of IEnumerable, definitely of that. Now it's not going to be a string, because it's going to be basically a data object holding frame number. Depends how the video analyzer comes back. Could also be a time range, could be the actual data, right? Because it's gonna be it's gonna be a picture, right? It's gonna be some sort of binary data thing that then is sent up to the image analysis. But yeah, this is fine. We'll just do stream for now. So analyze. So analyze swing for key frames. So this is passing in a blob. Well, that should be a file. A stream, video stream. Well, we'll have to figure out what this is gonna be. For now, it's just gonna be a stream. Definitely cancellation token, just in case we want to cancel it. It's also going to take in a analysis event for now until we derive that class. Analyze swing first frames. Okay, don't need you for now. Just throw in stream. Let's throw in analyze swing. And I mean, we can start making that model as well, because it's not going to be, is it going to be a data model? Am I ever going to put that in the database, or is it just a purely service model? Because if it's not it's really an entity, actually. I kind of screwed with this. Because this is base entity. Let's just throw up a thing. Okay, just gonna create an issue really quick. Changing issue to, okay. So, because we're never gonna share that. Because a key swing or a key frame type is going to be prep, contact, follow through. That type is not really ever going to be needed anywhere else unless we do something on the front end with it. It's not in the database for sure. But it's not in DTO either, because the DTO is a data transfer object. We're trying to discuss things with the database. So, but that's fine. That's fine. Stream analysis event. Let's just pop that in. And we'll just do the default cancellation token for now. Okay. So then we take the keyframes, and for each keyframe, we analyze the result and give the previous result, right? Right? Do we want them to know what the other ones are talking about? So if you have 3 keyframes about follow through, do we want the other ones to know about it? So it's like, oh, the first follow through is like this. Then the second keyframe is like this. The third keyframe is like this. That gets hard with what's going into the image analysis model, because it's not a multimodal model, right? We're not sending it the other things we're doing, unless we do a multimodal, which would be kind of sick, actually. Well, we have some more talking and discussing to do about using multimodal, and if we're sending in other things, because if not, we're just going to send in individuals and then have OpenAI say, okay, we collate all these things. What do those all mean for our coaching? So let's just do some pseudocode for this. For each keyframe, send it to the custom image analyzer. Okay. Get the results for each type of keyframe. Package that up and send it to the custom coaching AI, some sort of LLM. save off the resulting Cushing error response to the database as a swing analysis result. Okay, so that's gonna be that. Let's just throw a logger in there. Actually, let's do W swing. Go to W swing, dude. I meant to go the other way. Okay, so we'll continue on this next time. But now we have an Azure function. Now we're gonna start seeing this architecture come together. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for stopping by, and as always, happy coding.